Calls for bailouts as energy prices drive up food. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee. Let's have a look at this one, guys, because it's interesting. So, the SPC boss, and this is from the Fin Review, warns prices may have to rise again. So, SPC boss Ross Giles says high energy prices will force the food and vegetable producers to raise prices again if it does not receive government support. A crisis meeting of state and federal energy ministers this week will consider a financial aid package for businesses and manufacturers to help ease the costs of soaring energy bills. Now, this is another article from the Shepparton News. This is from, the 9th of this month. Full steam ahead for SPC despite rising gas costs. So, SPC is insulated from rising gas prices with contracts locked in for the Shepparton plant until the end of 2023. But Chief Executive Robert Giles says the energy crisis was impacting in other ways, including packaging and cans. So here, they're okay because they're locked in until 2023. But here, they may have to raise prices, and the politicians need to give them money. It's always the same shit, isn't it? Always. People are not going to truly appreciate the consequences of their political decisions and the interventions and for the stupid decisions they're voting for if they don't notice it in the prices. Okay? If the government just keeps hoovering up taxes and land taxes and payroll taxes and then using that to prop up all the bullshit for their stupid mistakes, they're not going to realize it, guys. Maybe there wouldn't be gas issues in Victoria if there was more exploration in Victoria. Hey, just maybe. I wonder, why hasn't that happened? Oh, because, they want to build hundreds of these bloody wind turbines. Hang on, let's see. Oh, there we go. Look, they're still all barely running. Okay? This is just getting under my skin, guys. This is really just pissing me off. The energy crunch wiped out the community-owned energy retailer Enova Community Energy on Tuesday. The company ranked the number one green retailer in the country by Greenpeace this year. Yeah, Greenpeace commit acts of piracy. They have really lost their way with regards to the environment. They're not advocating for nuclear energy. If anyone who is serious about reducing the human impact on the environment and maintaining civilization, it needs to be nuclear. Okay? Don't worry. The radiation can be managed. It can be safe. We're not a bunch of Soviets 50 years ago. Technology has improved. Just deal with it. You're gonna get more radiation probably just going to the beach than working next to a bloody nuclear reactor. Anyway, was placed into voluntary administration, leaving $8 million owing to employees, creditors, and 13,200 customers without an energy provider. Well, there you go. The market is broken. We don't even have, it's not a real market, okay? The government-regulated system is broken, said Chief Executive Felicity Stenning after Enova failed to secure suitable wholesale energy prices following the end of a deal with Diamond Energy, combined with a cap imposed on customer pricing. See, this is the thing. You want to have all this renewable crap and no investment in steady baseload, then you need to feel the price of it. It's not cheaper, guys. Particularly when it's not running at a high enough output percentage, it's going to have a net negative environmental impact. These things don't last forever. They've got a lifespan. They fall apart. You need to maintain them. You need to clear land for transmission power lines. Anyway, people don't care. I mean, this is the thing, guys. The idiots right in here who are voting, right in here in Melbourne who are voting green all the way and cheering Adam Brandt as he scrapes the flag across the floor and hides it in the corner because he's embarrassed about Australia. They won't even give a shit about what's happening out here. They won't care. They won't care at all. Anyway. The collapse follows that of Advanced Bricks in the Victorian town of Stawell, which employs 23 people. It said it would shut its doors after more than 82 years in business because it could no longer afford to pay its power bills. And yet our Prime Minister expects us to be a global leader in energy innovation, renewable energy, when a brick manufacturer who's been here for 80 years can't even keep the business open. Managing Director John Collins said it went from paying $6 to $8 a gigajoule of gas to more than $37 a gigajoule after the collapse of commercial gas supplier Western Energy forced it onto a plan with the retail of last resort, Energy Australia. The assertion by Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews and Federal Energy Minister Chris Bowen that heavy industries can transition to renewable energy is completely and utterly fantasy, Mr. Collins said. These idiots are going to ruin our country, aren't they? It's just all going to go to shit. It really is all going to go to shit. You know, I was kind of hoping that, we'll have a few tough times, maybe a few blackouts, and it'll slap some sense into these people. But they'll vote Andrews in again. Those Victorians, they will vote him in again. We had a whole bunch of them come to Queensland too. The energy crisis is already adding to inflationary pressures that Reserve Bank Governor Philip Lowe again warned on Tuesday will hit 7% this year. The share of items in the Consumer Price Index basket experiencing an annual price increases greater than 3% is at its highest since 1990. Oh boy, that was the recession Australia had to have. Remember that, guys? I was a kid then. That was part of why we moved away from Victoria to Queensland. Federal Treasurer Jim Chalmers tasked the competition watchdog with conducting a forensic investigation into spiralling energy prices, including an urgent assessment of whether power companies were gaming the market. We won't tolerate dodgy behaviour when it comes to pricing in energy markets. There is enough inflation and energy. It is tough enough for families and pensioners and industry when it comes to dealing with these skyrocketing energy costs, he said. Well, you know what? Why don't you just tell all these wind turbines here to make more energy? Come on, they're only 10%. Just make them go at 100%, and then it'll be fine. We'll have no problems. We'll have more energy there. Come on, make them go more. Oh, wait, you can't? Because that's not how it works? Because we're using ancient bloody technology? Because we're listening to a bunch of hippy-dibby school kids who probably didn't even do science? How many people have you heard say trust the science who haven't even done physics or chemistry at school, or even done more than probably maths for living, where you just fill out a bloody doll form? This is going to destroy jobs. This is the reality of all of this bullshit that we're feeling now. Hopefully, we can be... Oh, no, we're not. We're not going to learn. The Germans haven't learned from their warnings. Look at them. They were Russia's bitch. Germany was Russia's bitch with regards to energy, and now they're starting coal production again. Unbelievable. And such arrogant Berliner Schnotter, too. Oh, God, this feeling. So blurred. SBC boss, Mr. Giles, already warned in March that the price of about 100 household staples, including SBC baked beans and spaghetti, Ardamona canned tomatoes, and Goulburn Valley fruit would rise by 10 to 20%. He told the Australian Financial Review this week that although the Shepparton-based company had locked in energy prices until next year, it has just suffered a 14% increase from Visy on its box supplies, largely because the packaging companies increased energy cost and gas usage. Okay, there you go. So they're okay, but all of the products. We've just finished a significant price increase for our tomato season next year based on fertilizer, diesel and labour, he said. The flow-on effects are being felt everywhere. We'll have to pass on packaging increases. Next season we'll have to pass on fruit increases, and a year later we'll probably have to pass on energy price increases. We will come to a cliff on energy prices if we don't do something. We ask government to work with us to find a solution. Otherwise, the price of food will go up. There is a breaking point when consumers can no longer afford it. Government needs to continue to support us to be able to compete and solve these issues. See, that's the real issue there, guys, okay? SPC can get destroyed by this. Let's talk about it in the outro. SPC has to compete on a global market. Think about it. Minimum wages have gone up. That means all the factory costs will go up. Factory workers usually paid higher than the minimum wage. If you have a look at the Toyota conditions, it's ludicrous, some of the perks they got. It's no surprise they're not here anymore. But now energy prices are skyrocketing. And then you'll start seeing goods from overseas. There's a reason why they'll become cheaper. If shipping costs get, the bottlenecks clear, you might start losing SPC manufacturing capacity here in Australia because of our own stupid policies, government initiatives, and interventions, and then you'll be eating food from overseas. It's probably even grown here in Australia. This is the stupid thing. Energy prices are going to go through the roof because of our ludicrous energy policy. They want everything to be green and renewable, and it's complete bullshit. Okay? It really is. It's not going to work. Don't kid yourself. Batteries are not going to work. The embodied energy in those batteries takes a long time to pay itself off, and you don't need them if you just use fossil fuels. Okay? So that's all bullshit, guys. You just giving Tesla boys more money. So they're doing this. They're going to destroy Australian manufacturing. So you'll have foodstuff that's been shipped from here, probably overseas, packaged in another country with resources mined in another country, or maybe even here, and then shipped all the way back. So the embodied energy in your can of baked beans that comes from Spain or some other part of the world is going to be huge compared to what you would get from here in Australia. So it probably would be smarter if we didn't go down this stupid virtue signaling, renewable bullshit path of energy production and just had a few more gas plants and mines here to produce it cheaper, to get cheaper, more stable power in Australia, and actually make our bloody baked beans in this country without having as much embodied energy of the shit that's coming overseas. Because it's all burning diesel when you ship the stuff around. Are we getting dumber? Are Australians? I think Australians are too stupid. I really think our country is just full of a bunch of stupid idiots. I think it's all the young ones too. They're lapping up this stupid. I see it in the comments, guys. And some of them have got no idea. You can tell they've never had a job. You can tell they've never run a business. They're just lapping up these bullshit Green and Labor policies without any idea of the consequences of it. I'm getting sick of this shit, guys. So yeah, this is the price we have to pay. This is the lesson we have to learn. And are we going to learn it? I don't think we will. They'll be blaming privatization or some other bullshit for the follies of the market that isn't even a real market. We're getting sent signals in the market, and the government's stepping in to block those signals from getting through. So you can't have it both ways. You either have to run the whole bloody thing state-managed, or you make the whole thing private. You can't do this quasi-bullshit because it's not going to work. We're not going to get the signals. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support us, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon, use any of our referral links, buy our pocket squares, or contact us if you need an architect. Take care, guys. Sorry, I got a bit passionate about that one. I'm getting sick of this. This seems to be the theme of episodes today. Take care. I'll see you next time.